I don't think there is anybody out there that has tried the Mass Effect trilogy that doesn't have anything good to say about the series. If you've never tried Mass Effect 1 through 3, you really should. It is just absolutely fantastic. I can't say enough good things about it. To me, in my opinion, it is probably my favorite RPG series ever. The way that you actually get immersed into that environment and the story of all of the characters, it really is something. I don't think it is really something that any other form of digital media, whether it be movies or TV shows or video games, has ever gotten me that much immersed into. And like I said, if you have ever played Mass Effect 1 through 3, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Just that, oh my god, such a great series. And then Mass Effect Andromeda came out, and I'm sure you've heard about it. It was just not a good game. Very bad. I think they did release some updates afterwards to kind of make it less terrible, but even after the updates, compared to Mass Effect 1 through 3, it is just abysmal. It really kind of tarnished the series, and a lot of people, myself included, kind of thought that they would just be done. But somewhat recently, like within this decade, within the 2020s, the Mass Effect series has kind of been revived, at least in conversation, for two reasons. One being the Mass Effect trilogy was remastered, so that got a lot of people back into it, playing it. And then the other reason is that Mass Effect 4 was officially announced at the end of 2021, and not much has really been said since its official announcement 2 years ago. Up until now, so a recent leak suggests that BioWare's upcoming Mass Effect 4 game is going to make a significant departure from Mass Effect Andromeda, specifically from one of its key controversial features. So the rumor indicates that Mass Effect 4 is set to abandon the open world elements found in Mass Effect Andromeda, which would potentially revert to the franchise's classic gameplay style. This shift away from open world gameplay could be a strategic move by BioWare to be better at managing the ambitious scope of the upcoming RPG, which may also involve a dual galaxy approach. While Mass Effect Andromeda faced criticism for not being entirely open world, some fans viewed it as a semi-open world game that could have benefited from a more linear design. Despite Mass Effect Andromeda receiving, questionable reviews to say the least, they are reportedly already working very hard on Mass Effect 4. And recent information from Windows Central's Jez Gordon, which was shared during the Xbox 2 podcast, hints that Mass Effect 4 may abandon the polarizing features of Andromeda in favoring a return to the franchise's traditional format. If you will remember, Mass Effect 1 was kinda open world, but mostly linear, and Mass Effect 2 and 3 were very linear, in that they were not really open world RPGs. They were more kind of missions that kind of stacked on top of each other, one after the other. And you could also do side quests or side missions, but it primarily featured hub areas connected by linear corridors, allowing players to choose the order in which they tackled the missions. And the missions were, like I said, mostly linear, but they did feature hidden areas that rewarded exploration, resulting in a handcrafted universe filled with memorable moments that felt larger than it actually was, even though it was not open world. In contrast, Mass Effect Andromeda embraced a semi-open world design, and yet ironically it felt way more empty than the games of the original three. So returning to the classic format could potentially help BioWare manage the vast scope and the hype surrounding the upcoming Mass Effect installment. While modern game development tools allow for open world experiences across numerous galaxies and planets, the Mass Effect series gained its dedicated following through a more focused approach, shared by many of BioWare's acclaimed titles. And developing a open world game is also very resource intensive, which presents challenges for the Canadian studio, particularly in light of their recent layoffs. It looks like their most recent game was called Anthem, that was released in 2019 to very mixed reviews. And then before that, it was 2017's Mass Effect Andromeda. So I really hope Mass Effect 4 or Mass Effect 5, however you want to number it in the series, I really hope it revives BioWare's ambition and success that they have seen in their history at their prime. I would love to get back into that universe and just explore and get lost in it all over again. I think I speak for everyone that has played Mass Effect by saying that I'm definitely rooting for them. I wish them the best, and I hope that it is just awesome and great, and it gets people hopefully back into the series.